We have some great watch releases to talk about this week. My name is Oleg, that right there is Mr. Bond, and this is a weekly YouTube show where we talk about the latest watches being released. Now let's talk about this new Delma Oceanmaster Lume. Delma is a watch company with a very rich heritage. It started in 1924 and last year it celebrated its 100th anniversary. This year we got an extension to the Oceanmaster line of watches, now with fully lumed dials. This 2025 update is based on the version from last year that was a limited edition with a white dial that was fully lumed. This time we got 4 new dial variations, but everything else about this model remained pretty much the same. It still comes in the same case, 44mm diameter, 13.8mm case height, and a 51mm like-to-like distance. So this watch is on the larger side, but it does come with some pretty impressive water resistance, 500 meters of it to be exact. The case is made out of stainless steel, and this one is powered by the Selita SW200 movement that beats at 4 Hz, and it comes with 41 hours of power reserve. Out of the 4 available versions, my favorite is probably this mint green one. I think that looks quite sharp. A couple of things to note. Number one, on Delma's website, this watch is actually listed under their racing watches and not under their diver watches. That's because I think they're considering these sort of for the yacht racing, because even the bezel on these watches is not a diver style bezel. It's a bezel to help you navigate during a yacht race. I don't know how it works, but that's apparently the scale that is featured on the bezel. So that's how Delma sees this model. In terms of the pricing and availability, these watches are priced at the same price as the last year's limited edition at $1,650. Next, let's talk about the new Zenith Chronomaster Sport with the Meteorite dial. Zenith Chronomaster Sport is one of my favorite watches on the market. I think the value for money proposition is outstanding. And this year we got a special edition with a Meteorite dial. To be exact, it's not a new version. This version of the watch was Japanese market exclusive previously. Now it's available worldwide. So it's not necessarily a brand new version of the watch. Although I do have to say I am really excited about this release because I love how this watch looks. For whatever reason, the Meteorite with this design really works for me. Everything else about the watch pretty much stayed the same. It still comes in the same case dimensions, 41mm diameter, 13.6mm case height, and a 47mm like-to-like distance. This chronograph comes with an impressive 100 meters of water resistance. The case is made out of stainless steel, and this watch is still powered by the same movement, the caliber 3600, which is of course an in-house automatic chronograph movement that beats at 36,000 vibrations per hour or 5 Hz, and it comes with 60 hours of power reserve. It can also measure 1/10 of a second, which is very impressive and sometimes useful in a chronograph watch. A couple of details that I really like about this one. First of all, the movement is amazing. It's a beauty to look at. That's why I like the fact that this one features a display caseback, something Rolex can learn from with their Daytona models. Secondly, I love the fact that the date window at the 4:30 o'clock position is color matched to the dial. Usually I don't like this date placement, but on this watch I think it blends in pretty well and I don't even mind it all that much. Now, in terms of pricing and availability, this will not be a limited edition. This watch now is part of the standard catalog and it's priced at 18,300 euro. Next up is the new Mido Multifort TV chronograph. Mido is part of Swatch Group, and a lot of times, especially here in North America, it's a bit of an overlooked brand. However, in recent years, they have released some really nice watches. The Multifort 8 is one of my favorites from this year. It's actually one of my favorite watches released in the last few years from any watch company. I also reviewed the TV dial Big Date, and I also really liked that watch. Now we have a chronograph version of this model. In terms of the case and the dimensions, it is made out of stainless steel. It features a 42mm diameter by about a 42mm length because it is a square case. The thickness is okay, 14.4mm. I mean, it is on the thicker side, but this one does come with 100 meters of water resistance. It is also an automatic chronograph movement powered by the caliber 60, which is essentially a Valjoux 7750 with a few tweaks. Now it comes with 60 hours of power reserve and it still features the same 4 Hz beat rate. In terms of the colors available, from my understanding, there are 2 so far. You have the blue dial version and you have this sort of dark gray, almost black dial version with a bit of a gradient. Out of the 2, I prefer the blue. I think that looks really good. The shade of blue that they chose for this watch is a shade lighter than the standard TV dial, which in my opinion looks even better. In general, I'm a pretty big fan of this release. In terms of the pricing and availability, this will be part of the standard collection, and the watch is priced at around 2,500 euro. Next, let's talk about the new Bianchet UltraFino Sapphire. Bianchet is a relatively new watch company. They started in 2021, and clearly they're following the playbook of something like Richard Mille and trying to compete for the same customer base. But in this instance, they're offering a lower price range as opposed to something like a Richard Mille once again. Now, in terms of this watch specifically, it is another version of already existing model line. Previously, it was available in carbon fiber or titanium. Now it's available in a full ceramic case, which is kind of difficult to achieve. But in terms of the case dimensions, they stayed the same: 40mm diameter, 9.8mm case height, and a 47.5mm lug-to-lug distance. This one features 50 meters of water resistance and is powered by the caliber UT01 tourbillon automatic movement. It beats at 3 Hz and it comes with an impressive 60 hours of power reserve. In terms of the design of this watch, I personally like how it looks. I know that a lot of watch guys don't like this design language. Hublot, Richard Mille, this company, they kind of stay away from watches like that. I happen to like it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but hey, it is an expensive watch. It's priced at 85,000 Swiss francs. And when you wear one on your wrist, people will be asking you, is that a Richard Mille? Is that a Hublot? And you have to say, no, it's a Bianchet. It's this new watch company. And that alone probably discourages a lot of customers from buying one of these watches. Next, let's talk about the new Christopher Ward, the 12660 collection. Christopher Ward is a British watch company, and lately they have been on a bit of a roll. Ever since they introduced the 12 collection, it's been very popular and it's been received with great enthusiasm from the watch collecting community. Well, now there is a slimmed down version within this collection. It's called 660 because it features a 6.6mm case height. That is super impressive. The watch is also about 38mm in diameter and 43.3mm from one lug to another. The cases are made out of stainless steel and they feature this multifaceted finish, some brushing, some high polish finishes. It all looks quite sharp. There's also the DLC coated version, which looks pretty good, although I personally would prefer that version to be made out of something like ceramic. The DLC coating, I don't know, it's not for me, but hey, to each their own. One thing to note, this watch does not feature a seconds hand, which I think a lot of people would not like. I know for a fact that people like seconds hands on their watches, so having no seconds, even though it does make the watch slimmer, might be a negative for some people. In terms of the movement powering this watch is the Sellita SW210, which is a manual wound version of the Sellita SW200. It beats at 4 Hz and it comes with 45 hours of power reserve, although Christopher Ward did modify this movement quite a bit. They added some of their own customization and they also added a little bit of a design to the movement, so it's not exactly a stock Sellita. In terms of the water resistance on the watch, that has been sacrificed a little bit due to the thinness. It comes with 30 meters of water resistance. In terms of the pricing and availability, this watch is priced very reasonably in my opinion. It will not be a limited edition. This is part of the standard catalog now. So the one on the bracelet, the stainless steel version without DLC coating, is 1,800 euro. And for the DLC coated version on the bracelet, it's 2,000 euro. Both of those price points I think are very fair for this type of watch with these type of finishes. Next, let's talk about another thin watch, the Parmigiani Toric Petite Seconds in platinum and rose gold. Parmigiani is known for their thin watches. They're also known for the design of their watches. This collection, Toric, is a pretty popular collection. The small seconds has existed for a while in the catalog. It has been updated a couple of years ago, and now it's available in 2 new precious materials. You have the gold and you have platinum. There is a slight price difference between the two, but in terms of the dimensions, they stay pretty much the same. 40.6mm diameter, 8.8mm case height. Both versions feature 30 meters of water resistance, and both of them are powered by the same movement, the caliber PF780, which is an in-house movement that beats at 4 Hz, and it comes with 60 hours of power reserve. It's a pretty impressive movement, and it is also gorgeous. Just like the rest of the watch, I think this is a very good looking watch. but that comes with a very hefty price tag. The rose gold version costs 47,000 Swiss francs. The platinum version is even more expensive at 54,000 Swiss francs. Next, let's talk about the new Vacheron Constantin overseas perpetual calendar ultra thin models. Yet another ultra thin watch released this week. This one is quite different because it's a complicated watch, yet it is still impressively thin. So it's part of the overseas line of watches, which is incredibly popular. It is sort of competing with the Petite and it's competing with the AP. In terms of the case dimensions, they stayed similar to the other versions of this watch because now it's available in two new case materials, but everything else about the model stayed pretty much the same. It still comes in a 41.5 millimeter case diameter. It's 8.1 millimeters in case height. It comes with 50 meters of water resistance, and you have your choice between rose gold or white gold versions. In terms of the movement powering this watch, it's an impressive caliber 1120, which is an in-house ultra-thin perpetual calendar movement. It features 2.75 Hertz beat rate, which is kind of a unique frequency. It also has 40 hours of power reserve, and of course this one does have the moon phase on top of it being a perpetual calendar. The thing that I'm not so crazy about with the design of this watch, the month indication, because they indicate 48 months, for whatever reason, so it's not in 12 months increments, which makes that subdial at the 12 o'clock position a bit too cluttered. Other than that, it's a very good looking watch, and the pricing is up there as you would imagine. Now these two new versions are part of the standard catalog, and both of them have the same price tag, 134,000 euro. It's good that they didn't price it at 135. 134, very reasonable. 135, way too much. And lastly, let's talk about the new Ming 57.04 Iris chronograph. Ming is a relatively new watch brand, but they are very interesting because they already established their own design language and a pretty strong following online. This new watch for 2025 features their 5th generation design. The brand is moving towards this sort of, I guess, more colorful and more complicated dial layout. In terms of the complication on this watch, this is a chronograph, which doesn't look like it, but it is a mono pusher. And in terms of the case dimensions, it's pretty reasonable, 40 millimeter diameter, 11.8 millimeter case height, and a 47.8 millimeter lug-to-lug distance. The case is made out of stainless steel. It features 100 meters of water resistance, and this model is powered by a modified Sellita movement SW562. It's a manual wound mono pusher chronograph. It beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour or 4 Hertz. And it comes with 60 hours of power reserve. In terms of the design of this watch, it's definitely not for me. Ming watches with me are a bit of a hit or miss. Most of the time it's a miss, but hey, to each their own. This one here is very unique, to say the least. And in terms of the pricing and availability, this will be a limited edition to only 100 pieces. And this watch is priced at 6,250 Swiss francs. So it is actually on the lower end for the Ming watches, and this is a chronograph, so the price is reasonable. I think it's still too expensive, but comparing this to other Ming models, it is on the cheaper side, if you can call it that. And that's it for this week's watch releases. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more videos like this in the future, and leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought about this week's releases. I always enjoy reading your comments. Thanks for watching this one, and we'll see you next time. Bye. And if you're wondering, today on my wrist, I'm wearing a watch from a company called Second Hour. The name of this one is Mandala MK3. I just did a review of it. You can find that video on the channel. I will also leave it linked in the description below. Okay,